Hey guys, I got a request from some of you to do kind of like a soft-spoken video, so that is what we're gonna do for this. So yeah, let me know if you guys enjoy this. I usually do whispering, but we're trying something new. I wanted to kind of, I guess, ask your guys' advice, but also just kind of like talk about what's been going on in my life. I hope that you are doing very well. Feel free to, like, as always, put this video on in the background and listen. You can watch this video, but hopefully this brings you some relaxation as well. But I also would love to think some things through with you all. So let's just get into it. So it's been a bit, probably since I've done a little bit of a ramble about what's been going on. If you're new here, my name's Nick, and life has been very crazy for me in the past 6 months. I live in LA and I work in the entertainment industry, and as you probably know, there's a strike not only with the writers but also actors. So my main source of income has been, I basically haven't been working since January. I'm a location scout and I find locations for TV and film. If you want more of a ramble for that, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. But also, you can check out other videos on the channel. Recently, I stopped work. I mean, I'll go. I'm always open and honest with you guys. I kind of took a break a little bit from doing all these rambles, just so my mental health could kind of clear up a little bit, and it's really been helping. I share a lot of stuff with you guys, and I've been trying to find boundaries, and I think that's what's helpful for a healthy relationship. But I hope that you're doing really well, and you can always be open with me, and I'm open with you guys, and that's what this video is. I am potentially thinking about moving. Yeah. It's a very interesting situation. I live in this place with my roommate, who I've lived with since, I think we'll be going on to our 3rd year. Yeah, in September. And he's great. We actually went to high school together. And it's been funny. I, for a really long time, have been telling myself, and I don't know if you do this, do you ever just tell yourself or vent to other people and you kind of eventually catch what you keep repeating to people? Well, for me, I kept repeating, oh, I really don't enjoy living here. I wish I had a different roommate, all this stuff. And it's funny because it's not my roommate. My roommate's amazing, very kind, acts like a brother, is always really protective and can always be there for me, but our relationship is great. It's just that it's also not great, to be real, because I am a queer man and he's a very straight cis white man, and for a really long time, my entire life, I've always been friends with straight people. I mean, they're the majority of people, and if you're straight and watching this, like, turn off the video. No, okay, don't turn off the video, but I love straight people. I mean, straight people, I've been friends with you guys forever, but I'm 26, and when you get to this point of life, if you've already been here, or you get where you're gonna, a lot of your friends start getting married and start getting into long-term relationships. I think it's natural, but also, in my honest opinion, I think it's societal pressure to get married by the time you're like 30, to have kids, you know. But as a queer man, it's really hard being around that, because I'm realizing that's probably not what my life is going to be like, which is a really hard realization to kind of have, because I've always thought that I wasn't really that different, but sometimes you can't run from the truth, and just being in this environment for so long, there's always somewhat of a resentment happening. Because I'd see his girlfriend all the time, and I would always just feel really lonely, and maybe that's just what a lot of single people feel, so that's probably normal. But we also, it's something interesting. I don't know if you guys know an artist named softspoken, but she just did she's great, go check her out. She did a 27 things I learned by age 27. She just turned 27, and we're actually the same age, which is great. But one of the things that she said she learned, which I'm going to butcher it, but I thought was very on point with this, is that, what was it? That some people, you can't, this is the thing, you can't, if you want something more for someone, you can't do that. You can't make someone basically do something. So if you want someone to do something, they're not going to do it unless they want to. If you want the best for someone, they're not going to do the best. They're only going to do the best that they are comfortable with. And with my roommate, we grew up together. I love him. I care for him a lot, but it's hard seeing that his lifestyle is probably not going to give him the results that he honestly wants in life. It's very hard to watch as someone that really cares for him, and I think that's also where my resentment comes from, because I want to help this person, but I know deep down that he is not going to change. And we used to have the same dream of, acting and all this stuff, and honestly, maybe he will get it and he'll go down his journey, but the journey he's going down is not one that I want to participate in anymore. And that's the sad truth. I have not talked to him about moving out, but I was working at my coffee shop, and my coworker, I recently have been trying to see what the universe, and I would recommend this for you too, if you feel lost, if you feel confused, see what the universe or the world or God or whatever you believe in, see what the world is presenting to you. There's a lot of things you probably aren't picking up, and one of the things I wasn't picking up is that I kept getting signs, and people kept mentioning to me about, I'm looking for a new place to live. Multiple people, maybe only 2 in total, but there was one person that I saw a movie with, and she was like, I'm looking for a new place. And then my coworker said the same thing, and I, was like, I've been telling myself, and I don't know if you guys do this, but yeah, I was like telling myself and venting to people how I would eventually want to move out. And my coworker, although I don't know her that well, which is a little bit scary, but we really vibe on when we work well together. But it's one thing to work together versus live together full time, right? People can put on facades, and you never really know. But the nice thing about this coworker is that she is gay. She has a girlfriend, and I might still get the resentment of, being alone, but I think it would be really nice to be in a queer space, see that gay love is normal, and it would also be really close to work, and it's cheaper than what I'm paying right now. What I'm paying right now is $1,300 a month plus utilities, so it's around $1,400 a month. I have a roommate, but we both have our own bathrooms, and I have a parking spot in a garage that's gated. This new place, I'm going to be going to see tomorrow, but there's no gated garage. It's tandem parking outside in the front, and we would be sharing one bathroom, but rent would be $1,000 with $100 basically like a plus $100 for utilities. So that would be around a $300 difference, which would be nice. It is also walking distance from work, which I really appreciate. It's more in a community of Palms. I don't know if it's on the second floor. Ours is on a second floor. I don't know that. So we'll see tomorrow, and I'm really gonna go in tomorrow, I think, like, and just be open and see how I vibe and what my gut instinct is. I'm curious to see if my coworker actually would want to live with me versus me just being a last resort. And I'm also curious to see how long she would want to live there for. A little bit more of the background story. She's been living there. Actually, I have no idea, but her roommate is a stranger, and he's moving out just really suddenly in August. And she's hunting for someone that's a woman or queer. And yeah, so I'm gonna go tomorrow and see how that is. And if I love it, I think I'll have to tell my roommate very soon that I am moving, which will be really a hard conversation to have, because we would have to let our landlord know a month in advance. So my roommate would have to know. It's already mid-July. So if I was moving in September 1st, my roommate and I would have to tell my landlord before August 1st, less than 2 weeks, if we're both going to be living here or not. I don't want to ruin my relationship with my roommate, so I also might offer to pay for September rent if need be, although I don't have the money. So it would be me work a lot more. But yeah, it's just funny how sometimes, like, I don't know if you ever ask God or the universe for something, maybe not even directly, but like by venting, you're kind of like asking for something, and then it kind of pops up. And it's weird because it feels right. I feel more excited than fearful. I don't think I'm doing it out of fear. I think I'm doing it out of an impulse, because I'm like, this could be really great. I would love to live with someone that I can bring over a lover or gay man over with, and not feel like it's weird or gay or anything. I also want to disassociate. I want to separate myself from the high school version of myself and what this person knows me as and what I know this person as, and just be with someone who just met me, who embraces me for where I am right now in life, not who I was. More who I'm becoming. I'm also in a process of my life where I'm really gunning for more queer friends. I've been using Bumble BFF, and I've actually been going on like friend dates, and I actually all highly recommend it. I realized that a lot of my anxiety and turmoil with not being in love and not dating and feeling very lonely was not from lack of romantic relationship, it was lack of friendship. And it's funny when you go on these friend dates, being straight people might be different because there's no undertone of attraction, but as gay men, there is. It's very well known in our community that exes stay friends, that there's just a lot of like mingling and not canoeing, what is it called? Iglooing? No. Igloo kiss or Eskimoing, Eskimo kissing, which is like, no, that's the nose. It's the one where like everyone makes out with everyone basically. And so I remember I went on this hangout with this guy, and it was really great, and we laughed and we hugged, and our hands lingered too long and all that. But what's been really nice for me, and I don't know if you're anything like me in this, but what's been really nice for me in this experience is that when I go on a date, I usually feel like I'm trying to get the other person to like me. I'm trying to be likable. I'm trying to be someone that they are attracted to, someone that they're gonna say, hey, I want to see him again. I want that because then I can think it over, and then it's like a protective mechanism, and then I can be like, okay, do I like them? But what I'm realizing, y'all, and this might sound so stupid, but I don't know if you've realized this yet, is like, if I let down all my guards and I actually just tell people my opinions, it actually makes it so much easier to know if I like a person versus being who they want to be and listening actively and, engaging with their interests. It's like, I can do that and they'll like me, but I will never know if I really like them. And I didn't realize that till now. That not only are opinions important, like they can push people away, but they're also what makes you realize if you like someone. If you say, hey, I really, hate sushi, or hey, I really never done this before, and they go, really, never? Instead of being like, I say not yet all the time, instead of being like, well, have you? Oh, maybe you're right. Just being like, no. And seeing how they react is really interesting, because relationships should be balanced. They should actively be listening and also actively asking you questions. You should be doing the same. And the thing I love about this friend stuff is there's no stakes. I'm basically going in being like, hey, this is what I like. Do you like any of the same things I do? And if not, we're not going to be friends. Like, I don't want anything else from you. I don't want companionship. I don't want intimacy, like physically. And it's freed me up a lot because I'm like, yeah, this is me and my authentic self. Meeting these new people, and it's very platonic and it's really lovely, actually. So I recommend, if you're having trouble romantically or you feel lonely, try Bumble BFF, but also try just, I was gonna say making new friends, but really go into it trying to find new people. I've also come under this illusion, and I don't know if you think of this, but it's helped me, is like I used to think friends, and this stems all the way back to high school, and this stems to all the art I make and probably will always continue to make for the rest of my life, because I'm a screenwriter and I write stuff and I make movies. If that interests you, subscribe. But because I'll be doing more about that journey for the next film. But I've recently learned that friends, simple definition, are literally just people you do things with. Friends are literally just people you do things with. If there's something you want to do and you want to do it with someone, you just get someone to come with you and they're a friend. I used to really hold heavily on friendship and be like, I need to respect them fully. I need to idolize them. I need to look for them for advice. I need to really love the way they're going with their life, who they're becoming, all that before I get attached or before I even call them a real friend. And that's great, and I think it's great that I acknowledge that, and if that's you, you acknowledge it too, because it means you really like deep connections. But it doesn't help for meeting new people, and it puts a lot of pressure on meeting new people. In reality, friendships, those deep ones, are amazing and absolutely, totally life-fulfilling and great, but so is the superficial, like I just met you type of friend. The one where they inspire you, where you are curious, where they challenge you, where they don't care as much what you do because they're not as invested. And so you can do weirder, funner stuff with them. They're not just looking out for your safety, which, I mean, people always should, but you know what I mean. There's a beauty in that, and that's what I'm realizing. So yeah, I'm meeting new people and I'm just realizing what's important in my life. And I think what's important in my life right now is community, and it's the queer community. I've always struggled with my identity. I've always struggled with Am I bi? Am I gay? Am I queer? What am I? Will I ever love a woman? I don't know. And, I'm 26 now. I don't know if that will ever change. And it's okay, if you're going through something somewhere, it's okay. You're not supposed to always know things. It really might just be the person you meet and all that, but where you are in life right now, you deserve to find community, to tap into people that are like you, that are going through things like you, even if in the future you feel like you might be really different. And that's something I have not been allowing myself to do, and I'm very proud to say that I think I'm trying to now. I'm finally okay with saying, no, I don't want to live with a straight person. No, I don't want to be the only gay person anymore in a group. I just don't. It's important for me not to be. My sexual orientation should not define me. And I don't think it always does when you're in a group, but I feel off sometimes. Not always. Actually, most of the time not, but it's something I think I'm trying to actively go after. So, I think it's important for me to also push away some things, right? I love straight people, and this is nothing against you if you're straight. Just know that it's kind of like the same thing, right? It might be the same thing on why you weren't in queer communities as much, and you're around straight people or anyone that, if you're a minority in any sense that you identify, right? Because it sucks feeling like you're alone, and you're never actually really alone. There's people just like you. You just sometimes have to search for them. And you deserve to feel loved and valued and a part of something. And you should actively fight for that. Actively fight for it, because by doing that, you'll either know if you fit in or you don't. And we're not always trying to fit in. We're cool being solo birds, right? But you'll learn something. You'll learn, hey, do I actually like these people? Is this who I kind of want to become? Or do I just go the opposite direction? And I'm like, no, actually, I'm not comfortable with this, actually. Let's go the opposite. I don't know what I'm going to do, you guys. I don't know if I'm moving. I don't know if I'm going to stay. I just hope I actively make a decision. And it's scary, but it's exciting, but it's scary. Because it feels a little impulsive, but it feels kind of right. But I also might, the girl also might be like, oh, I actually have someone else that's interested, and I'll let you know, right? It could totally fall through really fast, which is totally fine. I just know that it's something my roommate can't fix, right? It's not that. And do I need to get better at not being surrounded myself and attaching myself to my roommate? Yeah. That's what I kind of hope this new relationship will do for me. I need to separate and really find my friends outside of where I live and just go for that. So yeah. If you made it this far, can you leave a green heart? A green heart, so I know you made it this far. And please like this video and comment that green heart or anything you found interesting in this. It means a lot, and it helps to spread this video to people that actually really need it as well. And if you are really loving it, please save it to a playlist that you can listen to later as well. I think that's basically it, but that's kind of a little update about my living situations and just everything. And yeah, we'll catch up very soon. Have a great night, a great day, a great life, and remember that you are very loved. Remember to be weird, be kind, be yourself, and let yourself shine in this world. Because I think you're amazing, and everyone in this hive does too. And we got your backs forever and always. Okay, I'll see you later.